Hi everyone, it's Kara here from Boho and I am back today with a video that's kind of been requested a lot, and that is some tips on how to improve your everyday handwriting. There's a lot of tutorials out there on how to learn different styles and hand lettering and faux calligraphy and all of those things, but not a lot of people talk about how to improve your actual handwriting. So I'm going to share some of my tips with you today. Number one is to use what you already have on hand. When it comes to supplies, I tell people all the time, there's no need to go out and buy all of the fancy things. Just because I use a certain type of paper or pen or notebook, it doesn't mean that you need that to have beautiful handwriting. The key to handwriting really is practice. So I say use whatever you have on hand. Any notebook and pen will do, whatever you're comfortable with and whatever you don't have to go spend a fortune on. Remember, this is just practice. You're learning how to improve and get better and make progress. So there's really no reason to go out and spend a ton of money. Tip number two that I have for you is to loosen your pen grip. Um, I suffer from this a lot where I grip my pen very, very tightly, and that leads to hand fatigue, and it makes it to where it's really uncomfortable to practice for long periods of time. So I recommend every once in a while, stretch your hand out a little bit, give it a little bit of a break, and do your very best not to hold your pen quite so tightly when you're writing. You'll see a lot online about different ways to hold your pen that are better than others. I say it's whatever feels comfortable to you and allows you to practice for a good amount of time. So just focus on loosening that grip. The third tip that I have for you is to try to make small changes and small tweaks to your current handwriting, not major overhaul type changes. Try practicing small improvements to your current style of writing. I know that there's so much inspiration online and there's so many people with beautiful, gorgeous handwriting out there, and we all want to duplicate and get to be that good. But one thing that I love about handwriting is how unique it is to each individual. If you are copying an exact style, yes, you may get good at it and it may look just like something that you saw online, but it may not bring you quite as much joy as if you develop your own style. I think that based on what you've learned in your life and how you have learned to write, there's so many ways that your life has affected your handwriting, and I hate to see anyone lose that. So my recommendation is to make small tweaks to the way that you currently write until you're happy with your handwriting. So my suggestion here is to actually write out all of the letters of the alphabet the way that you currently write them. I'm doing it here in all caps and then print handwriting, but you can choose your own style, print, cursive, whatever you normally use in your daily life. And once you have all of those written out, you can go back in and circle the ones that you're not happy with. And then from there, you can go back in and rewrite those letters until you're happy with the outcome. Once you find a style that you really, really like of each problem letter, I'm using air quotes here, once you find a style that you like in each letter, practice that over and over and over again, and then start incorporating that into your everyday handwriting. I think you'll see that this makes a huge difference in your overall handwriting. I know I've done that after practicing with Spencerian script, which is what I based my cursive off of. I took some letters that I didn't like in Spencerian and I practiced them over and over and over again in slightly different styles until I came up with my own style of writing. All right, tip number 4 is to actually write in a few different styles and see what you like best. I absolutely love trying out different styles of writing, and you'll notice in a lot of my Instagram and social media posts, I often write in a few different styles. I am a huge fan of writing in all caps. I find that writing in all caps keeps things really nice and neat across the page. And especially when I'm writing in my bullet journal, which has that 5mm dot grid, sometimes it can be really hard to write that small. And I find that writing in all caps really helps for that. If print handwriting is your thing, practice that style. And then, of course, if you're wanting to get into cursive or you love cursive, go for that. Practice your favorite style and what you like best. There's nothing more satisfying than a full page of practice in your favorite style. I wouldn't recommend learning certain styles just for the sake of learning them. I say practice what you love, do it with joy, and that's what's going to keep you coming back to your practice over and over and over again. And that brings us to tip number 5, which you probably have guessed by how many times I've said the word so far in this video, but that is to practice, practice, practice. If you're serious about improving your handwriting, just doing these exercises once and then being done with it is not really going to give you a whole lot of results. The key to improvement and the key to progress is definitely practice. It's never going to be perfect. Even in this video, I'm looking back at what I wrote and I see my mistakes. I know that my handwriting is still not perfect, even though I love it. But the key here is just practice as much as you can, and you'll fall in love with your handwriting in no time. I want to thank you all so much for joining me on this video, and I wanted to let you all know formally that I'm going to have a brand new online course coming out at the end of March. It's going to be all about improving your everyday handwriting. So if you enjoyed these tips and you want to know more and you want to learn and practice along with me, I encourage you to head down to the links in my description of this video. I'll have a link to sign up to my email list there where you'll be notified when that course goes live. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. Again, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, as usual, absolutely drop those in the comment box below, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!